Welcome for today's session. So, good morning. So, last class we have studied about visual merchandising and what are the different techniques we use in visual merchandising. And all of the aspect, the most important thing which comes when you are running in retail is reducing the cost. That is most important aspect. So, how to reduce the operating cost? Most of the times comes is operating cost. So if you see, running a retail business require a lot of operating cost. Okay, in order to for your store to keep operating, you have to set aside your money to pay for employee salary. That is the highest one. Second is rent. Depend on the location type. If it is in a CBD, that is central business district, so you have to pay very high amount of rent. Then maintenance. Okay, everyday maintenance activities will be there if you have a big retail business. So for that you need to pay. Inventory you have to keep, then advertising expenses and many more. These are all come under the operating expenses. So you can't eliminate your expenses, but it is not impossible to reduce them also. Every expenses cannot be eliminated because you need them. That add a value to your products and it increases the sales. You can't say I will remove employees and I can run my businesses. No, if you can't do that. Okay. And for example, if any employee is there for 2 years, you have to go for increments. You can't say I will remove him, I will recruit another new one, because again you have to train them. Okay. Again, training is the costly, and you know how trained employee and how untrained employees. There are several methods you can implement to save on your operating cost without sacrificing your product quality. So consider the following 7 tips. So first is cut unnecessary operating cost. So there will be unnecessary operating cost. We can identify them. Initially we say everything we can't eliminate, but there are some we can eliminate. So most of your expenses may be spent on inventory. In an effort to save on your operating cost, you can first figure out your inventory cost and compare them to the profit you gain from them. So there are methods you can use: FIFO and LIFO. Okay, first in, first out, last in, last out. And another thing is just in time approach. Okay, just in time. Whenever you require, that will come. At today's world, you can go for just in time approach because suppliers, the transportation system and automation system is very fast. So you can opt for it. Next is rent your retail space. You have a retail, you have set up, then there is a blank space available in your retail store. Okay, so which is unused. So you can give it to some, for example, ice cream parlor, you can rent it. Okay, someone like I told you, Mehendi designer, you can give him. Okay, some designer, tattoo worker, they give them it to them. So example, I'm just telling, or you can give it to some ornament seller. You can rent the space, you can earn from it if it is unutilized. Next is reduce packaging cost. Earlier, you might have seen packaging was used to come in a big boxes, even mobile phones. But nowadays, they come in just small packs. So packaging cost can be reduced. Okay. So even when you go for a packaging or service delivery, packs always matters. Okay. Weight always matter. So they can reduce it. So especially in e-commerce, you know how nowadays they are supplying, how earlier they used to supply. So they are doing that. Packaging cost you can reduce with the minimal usage. Next is merge online and offline shopping experience. So this is, we call it as brick and mortar and online. Brick and mortar means you can operate with a shop also, and you can operate with online also. Both you can get into experience. What happens if you are online? The cost reduces very highly because by sitting at a home, they will put it. So from directly inventory, you can bring it to customers. So you can record, then at evening, all the path they will decide how service delivery happens. So with that, they can deliver it to home. So that is the best option. So nowadays, everyone is using smartphones. Everyone, almost everyone has the smartphone. So they can utilize it. So what is the benefit you can get is you can save some unused space in your physical store. Okay. Thus, you will be able to rent or even sell it. If you are having multiple, can be done, depends on you. And if you can't afford your rent and maintenance anymore, you can completely transition to an e-commerce also. Okay. So nowadays, everyone is coming to online. I think I told you in last class that Geo app, Geo Smart, GeoMart app is coming now. They will deliver it till your home. So obviously, they give good offers. For example, if I want to early when I purchased, 480 rupee kg was Book Bond red label tea. So online GeoMart, I got it just 418 rupees. So how much I save? 62 rupees. I saved 62 rupees. Same box is available in brick and mortar for 480 rupees. Okay, now the cost is increased. Now it is 500 rupees book bond. Now everything is inflation is coming. I told you, so it is getting costlier. So you can shift to offline also. And what happens is if you're not in offline, you're just in online. So here what you can do, you can just have an warehouse, no need to keep everything, showcase, merchandising and all, no need to showcase. You get the order, you pack them, you can supply them. Okay, so you can go into that also. Next is make better deals with suppliers. So how DMart and Big Bazaar and big stores work is they have always better dealer with the suppliers. So they purchase in a bulk, very huge quantity, okay, directly from the factory outlets or a factory. Then that cost will be reduced. Then they have their center, distribution center of DMart. From there, they will supply. So here they reduce the cost. That's why if you go this big part, their cost is very less. The reason is only because they are having directly contacted supplier. They don't involve any wholesaler, stockist, and continue. No, directly from the manufacturers. Hire outsource employees. So when you are having contract basis, we call them. Okay. So why the reason outsource it is if you does the recruitment of employee, you have to pay him basic TA, DA, then PF and all compulsorily. That is by the government. If you outsource, you need not to pay this. You just need to pay only the salary part. No need to pay PF and all because you are outsourcing. If he is on job or we can say on roll, then you have to pay this PF and all. So that cost can be reduced. Next is eliminate manual task. This is, you can say not good, but actually this is correct method. Eliminate manual task. Manual means manual. For example, I want to write the account. I will write account, someone will write ledger, someone will write no, that is manual. Automated means digitally. Okay, you can see scan that item will come automatically in the software. You just put the enter, product is sold, accountancy is also maintained, product is also already sold, stock is also deducted. Okay, if uh, stock is over, so automatically message will be sent to the supply. That is the new ERP system which is going on. If minimum stock level is getting reduced, automatic message will go to the supply. Okay, and they will supply it immediately. So you can go with that method also. So any doubt in this, if you can ask. Next, moving to the loss prevention. What is loss prevention? How can we reduce the loss? So this is the concept of establishing policies by the top level, procedures and business practices to prevent the loss of inventory or monies and preserve profit in retail environment. So policies always act as standard rules, set of rules. Today's cash should be deposited. Today's inventory should be checked. Okay, while going out, the employee, he should be checked totally by the security guard. So this is already standard practice. Employee can't bring a bag inside the store. So that theft can. There are policies and procedures which they follow. Security system is compulsory. Okay, so that is called loss prevention. Now, what the role the loss prevention does is while each retail company approaches the mission and purpose of their loss prevention programs based upon the unique needs, structure, and culture of the organization, at its core, the role of loss prevention is to enhance the profitability of the company, just like every other role in retail. So it's depend on the type of organization structure it is. Okay, every organization has their own culture. They have their own system. Every organization, if you change their culture differences, you can find it. Okay, so they do as per the requirement of their structure. So primarily that role focuses on the reduction of the shrink. Shrink means loss. Okay, shrink means losses. So loss prevention departments look at all of the various issues that can potentially lead to losses. For example, traveling, if you are not packaging well or you are not handling well, the product get damages. That is nothing but loss. Okay. So if there is no security system, someone employee can easily take whatever he want. Okay, that is also loss. So there are so many methods which because of which loss happens. Okay. Devise a strategy to minimize those pitfall within the business and implement strategies that are practical. First of all, it should be practical in nature, actionable, we can implement it, and consistent with the goals of the business. So it should match our business standards. Shrinkage, inventory losses in retail environment are referred as shrinkage. Okay. For example, if you're not taking care well of your inventory system or warehouse, if rat came or any other insects come, that is again gone. If you're not using the standard practices like a LIFO, last in first out. So what happens if you're not practicing? The old stock, if you're not taking it out frequently, it will become outdated. Okay, the manufacturing date will over, last date. So that is again loss. So that is how inventory management happens. Now, measuring the shrinks. So there are many other factors that are accounted for when determining the expected inventory count other than purchase and sales. They include, first one is markdowns. Other than that theft and all I told, there are two pricing strategy. I hope you know this: markdown and markups. What are these? What is markdown and what is markup? Cost accounting. Cost accounting. Markup pricing. Cost plus pricing. Don't remember. Cost accounting you have not studied. It was there, might be the teacher has not explained. That is the job of a teacher. So what is marked on prices? To attract more customers, you reduces the prices. Okay, you eliminate the cost. To make customer more purchase it, they use this type of strategy. But no doubt to attract you are doing it, but it is nothing but loss. You are selling product without profit means loss. Okay. Next is markup pricing. Markup means cost of the product plus percentage of your profit, then selling price. Cost plus pricing. Okay. Cost of the product, your profit margin plus, sorry, is equal to selling price. So if that profit margin is huge, okay, because of that, again, purchases are not going to happen or it is less. So again, it will create the loss. Next is return by customers. That is also loss. Return to the suppliers. He might take it, but he might take it at lesser prices. If he take at lesser prices, loss. Damaged merchandise. Automatically it is loss. If you go to retail Reliance, there is a section where your chips and all like chips, biscuits are available. In that last same rack what is called rack, at the end level, you will find huge offer products, very huge offer. For example, if it is 200, you will get it at just 80 rupees. The reason is within 5 days, 10 days, it is going to expire. That's why they are, but that is nothing but again loss. At least they want to cover the cost at least. Okay. So this is how they do. Now, what causes inventory shrinkage? First is internal theft, obviously. So various schemes, including cash theft schemes, most of the distributors have suffered a loss only because of this theft, internal theft. One cigarette is equal to 20 rupees. One packet of cigarette. So if you take just one packet, means you can imagine what is the loss. Okay. Next is external theft. Someone come from outside, they steal it. Internal means employee himself is stealing. Vendor theft, owner. Okay. Paperwork errors while recording. Then inaccurate shipments, what you have ordered and what is coming. You have paid for 3,000 items, but actually items arrived at 2,500. So remaining 500 are losses. Next, inventory miscounts. If you have not taken count very properly, that is again is a loss. Next is poor receiving practices. While the shipment is coming up, there is a standard which is maintained. What came, recording, marking. I think when you get a supply from any company, he takes your signature. Okay, he takes your signature, you have to verify, then you will give it. Next is failure to record all marked on. So this is the reason why the inventory shrinkage happens, reduces, or a losses we can say. Now, what are non-inventory dollar losses? First is net cash register discrepancy, net deposit loss and discrepancy, credit card chargebacks, bad check loss, gift card loss due to theft, then cash robbery. So these are some of the non-inventory losses. You can get it. Okay, net cash register you are maintaining, but there is something the accountant does the mischief. Same with the deposit loss. When the person is depositing, who's in hand, he has to go and deposit the money. If he does something, then again there will be a loss. Credit card chargeback. Okay, so credit card offers comes, but if they charge back, again there is a loss. Bad check loss, gift card which has to be given to the customer, again that is a loss. Cash robberies, these all happens. Now, how to prevent this? There are 5 P's they say. Okay, philosophy, policies, procedure, and practice. If you come to philosophy, this is all about the top level work. So set the tone at top, the standard, directors level, executives levels. Create a positive organizational culture. That matters a lot, because organization, believe me, the system will success only when there is a culture, positive culture, or else system will not survive, whatever you give. Next, have a written code of ethics. If, for example, just would like to tell this, in a cricket team, the Indian cricket team, if you want to qualify, if you are having cold or fever or anything, you should take only those tablets which is prescribed by the BCCI. If you take other than that, then you are out because you have broken code of conduct. Okay, so same thing. When you are with the Indian team, you have to follow that code. Code of conduct means rules and regulations. Same thing happens in retail. They form a code of conduct that has to be followed. Next, zero tolerance for fraud. Any fraud happens, take highest punishment. Don't don't tolerate a little bit. Run the, it's not going to work. It's okay. Next, empower people to achieve the goals. This matters a lot. Always empower. If you empower, sales increases. Sales increases, profit increases. Profit increases, salary increment happens. Incentives comes, bonuses comes. This is how it is related. This we have studied in economics, sales maximization theory. Okay. Policies, most important one. So what they do, overreaching publish rules that govern and embrace general goals of your businesses. Then fortifies the corporate philosophy. Once we have already said the philosophy. So these philosophy will come in the form of policies. Philosophy comes in the form of policies. They create the policies. Then comes the procedures. That is how. That is the procedures. Publish directives that govern personnel in conducting business operations, including internal controls to prevent and detect the losses. Okay. Next is publish directives that govern personnel in what steps to taken when detecting indication of loss. If loss happens, what to be done, okay, and how to prevent the losses. So both there are procedures, and those will be given by the top level of the organization. Next is practice, important word. Act that are performed habitually or repeatedly. If you go to big organizations, sometimes as a training or drill, they say they press alarm intentionally. They say there is a fire at the office, so you have to run out. So how to run out, they have already trained them. So just to practice, they do this. Okay. So practice repeatedly they have to do if there is done or not done. Okay. Practices should conform to established procedures. So it should not be your own practice. It should be told in the procedure. Okay. So any doubt?